Everyone, it's Kay here. Thank you very much for joining me today. This might be my last video for a bit of a while. This is Monday the 27th of February, and I'm having my operation tomorrow for my shoulder on the 28th, and I'm not too sure how I'll go afterwards. I have got a 50 Thursday video for Thursday, but I did that last week. Anyway, I'm doing this new retro journal. I just want to show you the collection I'm using. This is Carta Country Kitchen, and as you can see, it's very bright and cheerful. I think because to me retro have had those bright and cheerful colours. I think it was probably after the war and the dull and the khaki and colours. They wanted something bright and cheerful. I'm not too sure, but I think this particular page is hilarious because they've got these chickens dancing on the plate and this chicken doing their hair and this chicken having a ribbon. I think that's just funny. Some ranges, cooked ranges on the back. These could be used as wraparound journaling pockets. I think I might do that for some of them, and that's on the back. And this is a sticker sheet, and the other pages are being used for my journal. This is one signature with the milk bottle top things, and I made a pocket at the back here. I've just got to stick it down the side. This is from a vintage retro children's book, and the reason why I've got a paper clip here is because I've got this little thing here that belongs to this sort of you have to look at the picture. There's just so much happening. You just have to look and read it with this side, where the pixies are doing a bit of a sprinkling. So I needed to have that there, just to sort of, because it was catching before, and I just needed something to sort of hold it there. So I have some colourful paper. This is from 125 years of a newspaper called The Age, and I've put that in there because there's this article here about the Beatles, and in 1964 the Beatles came to Australia, so that's why I put that there. This is a part of a pillowcase from a digital that I won from Chasing Retro YouTube channel for her 1000th subscriber. Her name is Meg, and she sent me some digitals because she lives in America. So I've created a flip up for that one. I've never done a flip up before, so I'm still not too sure whether I should put something on the sides or whether I ink them. I don't know, because as my little sewing machine sort of died. So there's the back of that. So I did just a wrap over thing. I could have done a hidden paper clip if I thought about it, but I still to investigate a bit more with that particular ephemera thing. So this is the back of a writing paper, and there's the front with a little teddy bear on it. This is from a retro Women's Weekly cookbook. So there's that. This is a pattern drawn by somebody who was really, I bought a big bag of sewing patterns and things like that, and she got some retro magazines, but she had put this whole big bag from a second-hand shop of all of these sort of retro things in there, and the book itself is pretty. Paper is because it's a drawing book, and she must have done a fair bit of her drafts and things like that. She was trying to sort of learn how to do this bits pinned in with the original pins in them, a whole range of other things. So I thought, no point in hoarding it, Kay. You may as well use it. So I've got that in there. But make sure it was intact. I just folded it over, and it's got the tissue paper, you can see attached. I'm not too sure how I'll go this morning, because my shoulder's been really acting up a lot the last couple of days, and it's a bit painful to do too much. So this is from a homemaking book. So wine and cheese parties. I don't know if they were the thing in the 60s. I don't remember my parents having wine and cheese parties, but maybe parties. But so put that in there. This is from the collection. Pitman's typing exercise. Some more colourful paper. Retro story from the same retro book as before, and this is from another exercise book that went with the other book that also had drawings in it from that particular era, the 1950s. So even though I've tried to make it a 1960s type thing, I actually have got some 50s things, and I did cut this by mistake, so I've got to put something over it to cover it up. Some more pages from the retro cookbook. Isn't that a gorgeous picture? This is from 1950, so but I just think that it's a beautiful picture, and I think it looks perfect in there. And this is the other signature, so similar sort of things from the retro cook children's book, coloured paper, the age article. This one's about dollars and cents, because dollars and cents came into Australia in 1964. And more of the retro cookbook with the retro adverts, more of that sewing notes, the homemaking book. Okay, I won't keep telling you what they all are, because you can see for yourself what they are, and I've told you what they are before. There's more of the lovely women in their lovely retro clothes. And I've actually created I did do a video of this yesterday, and I obviously didn't line it up properly, and it was showing too much of this back bit, so I've actually deleted it. Anyway, I created this pocket out of a paper bag, and in there is a vintage sewing holder. So I cleaned that up a little bit yesterday and popped that in there and decorated it at the front, and at the back there's this is a sort of like a home kind of journal. I've got a little thing about some birds. That's at the back of the, made a pocket at the back of the paper bag. So I thought that was going to, whether I put some other things in there or not, I don't know. I haven't really decided. So there was that, and then this is the cover, the home journal itself. This is from, there was a whole heap of these, a page of these sort of strips, and this woman was on one of the strips, so I cut her out and put her on the paper that belongs to the collection, put some rickrack here. And this is from another one of those strips, one of these strips here. It was on a 12 by 12, so I cut the whole strips off. And the cover, inside the cover, this bit paper here, I thought looks particularly retro-ish. And I bought it, it comes from this big, huge paper pad from Spotlight, and I didn't pay a lot for it, and I've actually used it quite a fair bit for my retro journals and for my other journals as well, to find a page that fits. So that's where I'm at the moment. Should I show you that when I do anything? Sorry. I'm struggling a little bit with pain and painkillers and whatever. Anyway, so today I'm going to finish off this little photo folder that I've made. This photo folder is actually in my Etsy shop. It's and you have to print it off 3 times so you can get the little pockets in here to make the little pockets. I just think it's particularly retro, and it's got the name of the person who actually had this, and the photographic shop that it came from, and the prices and everything is really quite good, and the stamp there is, I think it's a wonderful bit of an ephemera. And I've also got these little Kodachrome slides that I actually took the bits out, and I used a public domain picture from an advert to sort of create these slides, and I created little sort of like little belly bands to hold them in. So I've got 2 little, because I actually had them in like that, and I thought, oh, they get a bit lost, so I was trying to work out a way of holding it, but I wanted to just use some of the things that are from the collection, so I just created a little bit of a little holder there like that. That's how it's going to go. So something a little bit different. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that before, or I've certainly not done anything like this before. Usually I've done the slider in a different way, but I thought I'll do it this way, so that when you pick up your photographs, you pick up your slides. Put that in there. And I'm going to create a different colour one with the back of a card. it's a birthday sort of invitation card, but I think the polka dots are sort of the thing from the retro, from the 50s and 60s. So I'm going to cut this woman out from a newspaper. Was it from the Australian? Could be from the magazine. What's on the back? I reckon it's the magazine. 1951 this is from. So again, it's a bit early for my journal, but that's all right. I'm going to have a combination of 50s and 60s. The reason why I'm saying 60s is because on the front, this strip says Sunday edition, July 1964. So just trying to sort of keep around that era. Just going to cut this out. Hope you're all well. I'm actually looking forward to this operation. I know that I won't be pain free straight away, but it'd be good to not be continually having an arm that aches and throbs and feels unable to do things with it. You have to see, because I know somebody who, but she's an older woman. She had her operation but on her shoulder about a year ago, and she still says it's still not quite right, but she's in her low 80s, so I'm hoping that because I'm a bit younger that might not be the case. But knowing me, the way my body reacts to things, that may take me a while, or may not take me never. So we had a lovely day yesterday, Sunday. We had my eldest daughter, we'd taken in turns for myself, my husband and our two daughters and their families to sort of get together, our various places, and have a meal and have a chat and catch up and see the grandchildren. And anyway, it was our turn yesterday. We usually do breakfast. And it was a beautiful day to sit outside yesterday, and we have a lovely outdoor covered area under the main roof, which is really lovely. We don't probably not use it enough, but it was lovely yesterday. Sat out there, and my eldest daughter and her husband and granddaughter came, and my youngest daughter came with her two sons. Her husband lost his brother in an accident last year, and him and his mother, who was down here from a country town 2 hours away, are up at the brother's property trying to doing some sorting out and cleaning up before it goes for sale. So they didn't come because they felt that they really needed to do some things, because it's been quite hot here in South Australia. Friday and Saturday it was 40 something, so couldn't really do a lot. So they felt that they couldn't come for breakfast and do what they wanted to do, so they stayed, went to the property and did some work up there. It's taken them a while to sort of, because he was in his 40s and didn't have a will, and it's been a bit of a tricky process and to deal with everything, and tried to get what's the word I'm looking for? Guardianship of the will, or executive of the will, managing the will. I don't know. It's not a will, because there was no will. Estate, I should say. So it's been a long process to try and get that sorted. So now that they have to sell everything now and get all the funds together, and so everything can be sorted out and finished and dealt with. So it's been a very stressful, emotional time for them both. Do you know what? I probably should have kept, did that bit of paper have a number? I don't think it did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of these Tim Holtz Field Notes stamps, and create a stamp here, because patterns have a have a number on them. Just a number K, little one. That's too big. Let's do this one here, Might need a, because it's shiny, might need my permanent ink. I could never get my rubber stamps to stick on my block, so I tend to sort of use them with my fingers and end up with getting ink everywhere. Perfect. I like that. And maybe you could do one of those corresponding orders, because it's like a I think people saw the pictures in magazines and paper, because this woman had loads of adverts from newspapers and magazines that she'd cut out all in this big pack, and she kept them all, and must have wanted to sort of try some of them, and it's just, why would they go in there? Perhaps it's in the wrong one code. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's do this identification check. Order attended to day of what? Oh, day or night. Oh, okay. We'll do that. We'll do that one. So she must have been really a keen home sewer, and there's a lot of patterns in this package, and they're all of this sort of vintage. I think it's perfect. That looks really good. I like that. No more. Don't think it really needs any more. What do I do with the cover here? So it doesn't get lost. It probably needs now a little, oh, that's not stuck down very well. Got to try again, okay? Put it there. Might need a little attachment of some sort. That's not stuck down very well either. Need something to sort of attach it to, so what am I going to attach it to? Maybe one of these, something, excuse me a minute. Oh no, could use this sort of, oh no, I don't really want that one. I don't really like that much. Doesn't feel right. That's what I'm looking for. Got some things here to the side that I've kept. We could use, just use a bit of this maybe from the bottom of the 12 by 12. These little barcodey thingies do come in handy for a variety of things, I feel, and I usually cut them off and find ways to use them. And should really be a different colour, but I can't see another colour. Oh, hang on, what's this one? Oh, that's not big enough. I'm just trying to find something that I think that would look a bit better. Try this pink one, that might be better. Just a bit here that I've folded over. Anyway, and then my mum rang to say could they come around, because this was yesterday. Because my mum is becoming more worried as with her as she ages, and she just wanted to come up and say hello before my operation on Tuesday morning, and she knew my daughters were going to be here, and I told my daughters that she wanted to come up, and they said, well, we'll stay till they come. So they stayed, and so my mum and dad were here, my eldest daughter and her daughter, my youngest daughter and her sons. My eldest daughter's husband, they live about 40 minutes away by car, and I don't know whether to, but he decided, he brought his bikes because he likes to ride his bike, so he rode his bike home. It took him an hour and a half because it's a really great bike trail. Maybe I should have had one on the back to match, because it looks a bit odd. We'll do that. So he rode his bike home yesterday, and they all stayed until my mum and dad were here, and then they left after. My mum and dad never stay long. I mean, how old's my dad? How old am I? you think I know. He's 88, so this birthday, 88? I'm pretty sure he's 88 this birthday. Or is he 89 this birthday coming this year? So he's creeping up there. So it's good to make the most of it while we can. And they're marvellous, my parents. They, you know, live in a retirement village, and they still do everything by themselves, and they're pretty good. They're pretty good. Apart from a few niggles and pains. So I'm going to ring up later because my dad's got a bit of fluid in his lungs, and it's not moving, and it's not getting any bigger. So, but he's going to have a talk to the lung specialist and see what they want to do. This is just not coming out. Why isn't it coming out this morning? Why isn't it coming out? It's open. Don't think that's unclogged. I think that's unclogged. Let's have a look at my little pokey outy tool. I think it's the glue that's in the way, because it's on the side. Perhaps it's just not warm enough yet. I've been complaining later because it's too runny. I was watching Carta make a journal, and she does a lot of ephemera making ahead of time, but she was making this particular piece of ephemera because she was making a journal that didn't have a lot of pre-made things that sort of went with it, and she said that's what takes the time, and that's I have got some pre-made ephemera, but I just felt that this particular photograph folder needed some things that were sort of like photograph-like, and I don't have any ephemera like that, so I don't know whether I should cover that over. Probably needs a bit of a cleaning up more than anything else. So I'm going to do that. Good old baby wipes. Let's see if the baby wipe works without scratching it too much. Let's see. That's a good thing about baby wipes. No, they're not quite so acidic. Yeah, it does come up a little bit. Oh, it's making it is taking the paper away. I might have to put a bit of paper on top of it after all. After that, I'll put the paper wipe there for later on. Anyway, I'm going to leave you there because I just want to plod away and have rests and things like that when I need to, because I can't just sit and do lots of making at the time anymore, because at the moment, hopefully that will improve in a few months' time. He did say it's going to take a while, so we'll just have to see how I go. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me today and helping me, and I really appreciate all those people who have sent me good wishes for my operation. And when you see this tomorrow, I'll be either still waiting for my operation. I think he said it was going to be 11 o'clock, and I think it's 9 o'clock here at the moment now. He said something about 11 o'clock-ish, so I'll be waiting for that, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for being here. Bye-bye.